credit cards can be really good for you, it can be really bad for you. Credit cards to me is just a tool.
I use 1,000 ringgit. Minimum payment is 50 ringgit.
Yeah.
So another 950 will be carried forward to the next month, right?
Correct, and they will charge you interest. That's what we want to avoid lah. I know you can do it. The bank will have no issues with you doing it because it earns them money. But if you want to use a credit card, to me, you should never make minimum balance payment. You should always pay it in full. I think 120 a month per year, that's already 1,400.
It's free money, right?
Exactly. So my mindset to this is, if I'm going to be spending money anyway, then I may as well get some money back. You use a credit card, you spend, your bank account money is still there. You don't see whether money is being charged to you, so you can overspend.
Pay the credit card from the
Exactly. But a lot of people, they spend before even the month end, they already owe 10,000 ringgit suddenly. What's up guys, my name is Emir. Welcome back to The Money Goal. Today I have Shazwan with me, who I think wants to talk about credit cards.
Yeah, credit card. Okay, basically I have question about credit card.
Okay.
I saw a lot of my friends use credit card, but I'm not pretty sure whether I should go for it.
Credit cards are actually one of my favorite tools lah. But credit cards can be really good for you, it can be really bad for you. So I think I've said this before, but credit cards to me is just a tool. Right? It's like a hammer. You can use it for good things or you can use it for bad things. So it really depends on how you use it. Right? I think most people, assuming you are financially disciplined. Are you financially disciplined?
I can consider yes.
Okay. Yeah, so I think most people who are financially disciplined, they should get credit cards. Actually, I think a simple way to do it is, since you're asking me if you should get one, you're most likely financially disciplined lah. So I think you should get one because there are a lot of benefits to having a credit card. Yeah. I think I'll just explain to you quickly lah. I think one of it is it helps you build your credit score. So assuming you pay your bills on time and everything, you can build your credit score.
Is it important, the credit score?
Yeah, so the credit score is important once you want to start getting things like, let's say, a house loan or a car loan down the line, right, in the future. If you've never had any loans before, it's going to be very hard for you to get a loan for those things. Exactly, yeah. Okay. And with a better credit score, you can actually get better interest rates as well.
What do you mean by better credit score?
Okay, so credit score is done by a few different companies. Okay. A few different companies that has credit score ratings. Some popular ones is, for example, syok, right? The most popular one. And I think the score ranges from, I think it's 0 to like 900 lah. Okay. Right? So 900 is the best, 0 is like absolute worst. Right? So they will look at a few different things. For example, your credit utilization, how much credit do you use, and then whether you pay on time or not. There's a few factors in it lah. But assuming you pay everything on time, you don't use that much credit, your credit score will build up eventually over time. Oh. Yeah.
Actually depends on my spending.
Yes.
I can say that.
Correct.
Why not I go for debit card? I also use spend.
Okay, so the reason that debit card doesn't contribute towards credit score is because when you use a debit card, you don't owe anyone money, right? Okay. Because it's coming straight from your bank account. So then syok cannot determine whether you are a good borrower or not. Yeah, so they will only know if you borrow money, which if you use a credit card, it's considering borrowing money lah.
Oh, so borrow money consider good credit. I mean, can contribute to
your credit score. Exactly.
So
exactly. That's basically one thing, right? It helps you build credit score, and I think a lot of people, especially when you're just starting out, it's easier to get a credit card actually compared to a car loan even, because the easiest way is the bank account that you're receiving your salary from. So let's say your salary right now is going to CIMB, let's say. It's easier for you to apply for a credit card from CIMB because they know that you're getting this amount of income every single month. Yep. So that's a trick lah, basically, for fresh grads and stuff to start building their credit score with credit cards.
Before we go to basic of credit card, can I say Atomy also contribute to the credit score?
Okay, buy now, pay later, I think it's a bit of a grey zone now. I think right now it is not included into syok. I might be wrong on this, but my understanding is it's not yet, but I think they want to get it included. Okay. Yeah, they want to get it included. Yep.
Okay, alright.
Yep.
I mean, maybe you can explain to me what is credit card and how this credit card works.
Okay, sure. So a credit card works very similarly to a debit card. So assume now you use debit cards lah, right?
Oh yeah.
For your payments, right? Yeah. So debit cards you tap, it comes straight from your bank account.
Yeah.
Alright. Credit cards you tap, nothing goes away from your bank account. Right? Your bank account still has the same amount of money. Instead, the bank will make the payment for you first on behalf to the merchant.
So consider I berhutang with them?
Correct. So you owe the bank. You don't owe the merchant. The merchant already gets the money.
Okay.
Yeah,
Is there any limit for that? I mean, can I tap that credit card as much as I want?
If you are very, very rich, then yes. But for a normal person, the bank will assign you a credit limit. Right? So it depends on the bank. Again, it depends on your credit score. And it depends on also your salary. So certain banks will use a multiplier for salary. So example, if your salary is 10K, maybe the bank say, okay, I'll give you a 2x limit, you'll get a 20,000 ringgit credit card limit.
Oh,
Yep.
okay. So that credit limit is depends on my salary and how my credit score works.
Correct. Okay. Exactly. That's pretty much it. Yep. Yeah, so that's how it works. And then at the end of the month, of course, you have to pay it off lah. It's not free money. Just because it doesn't come away from your bank account, obviously you have to then pay it back.
I mean, what if I cannot afford to pay that?
Yeah, so what will happen is, okay, so this is when credit cards get bad. I think, so I've used credit cards for quite a long time. I have never paid interest before. So if you pay everything on time, you won't pay any interest. Using a credit card is completely free. You spend 1,000, you pay back 1,000, right?
Oh,
but
okay.
if once you start making payments late, right, they will start charging you interest. Okay, and the interest for credit cards are extremely high. It's the highest interest rate loan compared to anything else in Malaysia. It ranges from like 16 to 18% a year.
16 to 18%?
Yeah. So even if you owe 1,000, that's 180 ringgit extra on interest every single year.
Okay.
Yeah, so this is where it gets the interest. So credit cards also have this thing called minimum payment, which I think tricks a lot of people. So if you make your minimum payment, let's say your bill is 1,000 ringgit, and then your minimum payment, they put it as 50 ringgit lah, let's say.
Okay.
If you make the 50 ringgit payment, you'll get interest charged on the balance, which is 950 ringgit. If you make 0 payments, then the bank will start calling you and asking you, why are you not making your payments, right? But I think a lot of people get tricked by this minimum payment thing. Even in my first job, they got a financial planner to come to the office, and his advice was to make minimum payments, which to me is a bit crazy because I think a lot of people think that's all I have to pay. But it's not true. You have to make the full payment to avoid paying interest, basically.
Okay, let's say we put example just now. You said I use 1,000 ringgit for this month. So minimum payment is 50 ringgit.
Yep.
So another 950 will be carried forward to the next month, right?
Correct. And they will charge you interest.
Charge with interest.
Yep. Correct.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what we want to avoid lah. I know you can do it. The bank will have no issues with you doing it because it earns them money. But if you want to use a credit card, to me, you should never make minimum balance payment. You should always pay it in full.
So in order to avoid this interest, I need to use it and pay on time?
Yes, correct. You don't have to use your credit card, so it's fine. But yeah, I do think credit cards are good.
I read somewhere that if we not use the credit card, then the bank will charge me something.
Not that I'm aware of. So usually credit cards also have this thing called an annual fee, a management fee. It can be, let's say, 200 ringgit or 500 ringgit depending on your card. And usually banks will say, okay, if you spend a certain amount a year, we will waive the fee. If you don't hit that limit, then we will charge you this fee.
Oh.
Yeah, I think that's probably what you're referring to lah.
That's how bank also work lah.
Correct. Yeah.
I mean, besides that, I saw there are called statement balance.
Yep.
And what another one is?
Outstanding balance.
Outstanding balance.
Yep. Okay.
Why there is so many?
Okay, so this is what you will see in the statement, right? You will see a minimum payment, statement balance, outstanding balance. So statement balance will depend on your statement date. So this one is like your phone bill. It really depends when is your statement date. Some people is 1st of the month to 1st of the month. Some people is 15 to the 15, right? It doesn't matter lah, right? But statement balance is how much you spend between the 1st of the month to the 1st of the next month, assuming your statement date is for the 1st lah. That's your statement balance, okay? Outstanding balance is however much money that you owe to the card right now. Okay, so let's say from 1st January to 1st February, you spend 1,000 ringgit. Okay, so your statement balance for that month is 1,000.
Okay.
But in February 2nd, you spend another 200. So now your outstanding balance will be 1,200, but your statement balance will still be 1,000 ringgit.
Okay.
Yeah, because you spend the 200 in February kan. Then you just have to pay it in the following month lah.
So which balance should I pay?
Okay, so I have gone through this before and I've made a mistake before. According to the banks, the best is just pay your statement balance.
Pay the statement balance.
Pay the statement balance.
Outstanding balance.
You can pay the outstanding balance, but it's better to just follow the statement balance. The reason that I say that is because I have gotten a statement balance before of 1,000 ringgit, okay? And then I got cashback 50 ringgit. So I thought, okay lah, my outstanding balance is 950, I just pay 950. But apparently that's wrong. Some banks say that I still owe them 50 ringgit. I have to pay the full amount first. The cashback is for the next month.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So that's why they said, I think the simplest way is just pay your statement balance on time every month before the due date. Before the due date.
Okay.
Yeah. That's the easy way to do it. Yeah.
What if I cannot afford to pay that? So I can go for minimum balance.
You can go for minimum balance,
but we'll charge interest.
Correct. It's just not ideal. I think there are I'm not a proponent of personal loans. I don't like personal loans because the interest rate is very high. But even a personal loan has lower interest rate than credit cards. Yeah. So if let's say you're in a really bad situation lah, I would even take a personal loan to pay for the credit card bill. Yeah, because of the interest rate differential. It's just huge. Yeah, but obviously the best is you don't get yourself into that scenario in the first place lah. Right? Yeah. Exactly.
Is there any other benefit that credit card can offer as compared to
debit card, right? Okay. Yes, there's a few more. So one more is convenience. So I think it's very convenient to use your credit card. You don't need to worry whether your balance is there or not, whether you have enough or not. Maybe you keep your money in a different bank or something.
But there are limit, right?
Yes, there is limit. But I meant at least like it's not limited to whatever you have in the bank account at the time lah. Right? That's one thing. Another thing that I really like about credit cards is, I don't know if you've gotten fraud transactions on your card before.
Fraud?
Yeah, as in someone used your card and then bought something on TikTok or something.
For debit card?
Yeah. For debit card. Have you gotten it before?
Not yet.
Okay, so I think you're lucky lah. But I've gotten it before. I've gotten it before. Debit and credit card, I've gotten it before. Okay? So one thing about credit card is that, let's say there's a fraud transaction. 500 ringgit someone spent on my credit card. I need to call the bank lah. And usually the bank will sort it out for me. So the good thing about having a credit card is, even though I couldn't charge 500, I don't have to pay for that yet.
Okay.
Because it didn't come from my bank account. Right?
Okay, yeah, correct.
So then I will wait for the bank to investigate, and then eventually they'll refund. Most of the times they always refund me, assuming it's a legit claim. Like, if it's really fraud. But if you use a debit card and you cannot fraud 500 ringgit, the bank will investigate, but the 500 ringgit is gone from your account.
Oh, it's deducted.
It's deducted from your account. Yeah, definitely. So they will investigate, but obviously since they know, it's your money, it's not mine, maybe they take a bit more time.
I see.
Right? And I think people that, let's say if this 500 ringgit is really important for you for the month, you need it to buy your meals and stuff. If you don't have it while the bank is investigating, it's very troublesome for you. Yeah, so actually for that reason, I never use my debit cards anymore. Yeah, because I think there's a lot of risk of people getting access to our cards somehow and then just spending money without authorization, right? So that's another thing. And then the final thing is cashback, rewards.
Cashback.
Yeah, so a lot of credit cards either have cashback in form of actual money. So let's say they say 5% cashback if you spend on petrol or whatever it is. And some credit cards have reward points. Yeah, I think typically most people should go for cashback because that is more, it's actually a higher percentage compared to points. And you can actually get quite a lot. So I have a few credit cards spread across a few credit cards. I think a month I get about 120 to 150 ringgit in cashback, which is quite a lot.
It depends on your spending.
It depends on your spending and which credit card you use. So different credit cards will have different categories. Let's say this credit card is good for petrol. This credit card is good for dining. So you just manage around that. And yeah, it's actually quite a lot. I think 120 a month per year, that's already 1,400.
It's free money, right?
Exactly. So my mindset to this is, if I'm going to be spending money anyway, then I may as well get some money back. But of course, then some people, they will tell themselves, actually, I don't want to buy this, but it's okay lah, I can get cash back. So I think that's the bad part lah. That's the part when you overspend just because you think you can get cash back. Yeah, but there is that benefit where if you just spend like normal, you may as well get some reward back from it, right? Yeah. Other people are paying interest to the bank, then the bank has to pay you for the cashback. So yeah, exactly.
Shouldn't that credit card more high risk as compared to debit card?
For the banks or for us?
For us.
High risk, okay. High risk in the sense that you can go out of control, yes. Yeah. But risk in terms of losing access to your money, like I was talking about earlier, then I would say debit cards are riskier. But yes, I think a lot of people can overspend. And I know that for some people that have very bad self-control, credit cards are probably not the right thing for them. Yeah.
Is there, I don't know, maybe some advice for me, like first time to use credit card?
Yeah.
Is there any sort of advice for me?
Okay, so I think the normal things still apply, right? You should only spend within your limit, right? What you can afford. I think a lot of people, you use a debit card, if you spend, you see your bank account go to zero, you know, oh, I cannot spend anymore, right? You use a credit card, you spend, your bank account money is still there. You don't see whether money is being charged to, so you can overspend.
Pay the credit card from the delivery.
Exactly, but a lot of people, they spend before even the month end, they already owe 10,000 ringgit suddenly, and I don't have the cash to pay that. Yeah, so that is dangerous. So you still need to spend within your means, or you need to make sure. One trick that I do tell some people who are just wanting to start out with credit cards, right, is that instead of paying it off at the end of the month, right, paying it once a month, you can pay it off every week.
Every week?
Yeah, so let's say, this week you use your credit card and you check your outstanding balance at the time, 500 ringgit. Just pay 500 ringgit first.
So I pay accordingly to my outstanding balance.
Correct. In that moment, when you're not following the monthly rule, then you can follow the outstanding balance.
Okay.
Right? So the reason I say this is good to do it weekly is so that at least you see the money leaving your bank account. That's what we want to make sure that you don't overspend lah. So at least you spend this week, like, alamak, it's 500 ringgit. Oh no, now my bank account is already getting
I think.
low.
Yeah.
So maybe for the rest of the weeks, I won't spend so much. Yeah. So those are the things that some people do. Even still, some people do it daily. Some people every day. But I think that was too leceh lah. Every day is a bit too much. So weekly, I think that's something that people can practice just to get a hang of using credit cards lah. Yeah, responsibly.
Responsible for the things that I spend lah.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah.
I think I can consider credit card.
Yeah, actually it's really good. Some people use credit cards even for like their emergency funds, right? So let's say you have an emergency fund for any emergencies, that's worth 20,000, let's say. But you don't have to put it in a bank account because it's not earning you anything. Kan? So let's say you want to put it into ASB. But ASB, you have to take some time to withdraw. You have to go to the bank to get the money out. Or if you want to do it online, it's just 2,000 ringgit a monthly limit, right? So people use credit cards in this instance if like I really have to pay now, I cannot go to the bank, at least they have a credit card. Pump, tap, tomorrow you go to the bank, withdraw from ASB and pay it off. Yeah, some people use credit cards for that as well. So there are a lot of benefits. It gives you flexibility.
Can I withdraw money from credit card?
You can.
Again?
Yeah, you can. But I wouldn't lah. You actually can, yeah. So you can go to an ATM, put in your credit card and you can withdraw money from it.
What if my plan was, let's say I withdraw my money from credit card, then I put on my ASB or Tabung Haji.
Yep.
Is it a good?
It's not a good idea.
It's not a good idea.
Because ASB gives you 5% a year, the credit card charges you 18% a year. Interest.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it's not a good idea. Yeah, I've actually never tried that before. I've never tried withdrawing credit card, like cash from a credit card before, but it is possible. So there are a lot of use cases, like I said, which could be legit, right? Maybe you just really need some cash today and you know that there's a payment or your salary is coming tomorrow. You can use your credit card as well. As long as, again, you use it responsibly, then I think it's not an issue.
Okay.
It's a really good tool.
Okay, what is the worst case that I can get if I cannot afford to pay the credit card?
Worst case as in worst case scenario?
What is the effect like? In case the effect is, can bank declare me bankrupt or what?
Yes. So, okay, but bankruptcy, there is a limit to it. I think bankruptcy, it has to be 50,000 ringgit at least. But the dangerous part about credit cards, I guess I talked a lot about the good things. I guess I should talk about some of the bad things as well. Just for some people listening, right?
Thing about credit.
Yeah, so these things can really start to snowball, right? Assuming, let's just say monthly is 1%. 1% per month, 1 year 12%. Let's say interest charge, right? This month you owe 1,000 ringgit. So you can charge 1% of that 1,000 ringgit, which is 10 ringgit. Right? So now you owe 1,010. But next month, the interest charge is on 1,010 ringgit. So your interest charge is no more 10 ringgit, now it's going to be 11 ringgit. Right? So the amount that you are being charged interest keeps going up and up and up. There's some people, when they make monthly payments, minimum, all you're paying for is just the interest. You're not reducing your debt at all. Yeah. So I think a lot of people can get into this, it can snowball quickly, where suddenly their credit card is just maxed out. Right? And then the bad thing really comes is when they use another credit card to solve this credit card's problem, or I take another loan to pay for this credit card. Suddenly I have so many different loans I'm just paying interest on, and it can get very bad lah.
Like you tutup lubang yang kali another lubang.
Exactly. Yeah. Again, one way that you can also control yourself is you can request for a lower limit from your bank. Right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so if let's say you are scared that you're going to go crazy and you're going to overspend, you can always request from your bank to put a lower limit for your card.
Say that, let's say I put limit 5,000 in mine. So let's say I spend 5,000 this month, so I cannot use the credit card anymore.
Correct.
Oh, okay.
Correct. So let's say the bank is willing to give you 10,000 lah. Shazwan, for you, looking at your salary, everything, we're going to give you 10,000. But let's say if you're scared of overspending, you tell them, it's okay, I want to reduce it to 5,000.
So that one I need to go to bank, or can I use?
I think you can call them. You can call them. Yeah. So these are all ways that you can prevent yourself from overspending. I think there is a small minority of people that will just never be disciplined enough with money, that they just should never get a credit card. But I think the majority of the people land in the space where, with the right controls in place, like let's say paying monthly or making sure your limit is not too high. Sorry, not paying monthly, paying weekly, right? All these controls in place, I think majority of people can have a credit card lah. And eventually you want to build financial discipline, right? Eventually you want to do that.
I understand already what is the benefit of credit card and what is the downside of credit card.
Yeah, the risk lah, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I think we have question from listeners.
Okay.
I mean, they're
related to credit cards, right?
Related credit card.
Okay.
Right after I got my first job, my bank approved me for a credit card.
Yep.
My salary barely covered rent and makan, but I feel like my boss with plastic in my wallet.
Okay.
When Raya came around, I didn't hold back. I splurged a new outfit, ran a fancy car, and even cut up food for my family open house.
Yep.
It was all to show my relative that I was doing well.
Okay.
Menunjuk lah ni. The flex lasts 1 day, the debt lasts 6 months. So the question is,
Exactly.
what are some smart financial habits you can practice to avoid using your credit card for appearance or ego?
Yeah, okay. I think one thing that people need to realize is, like I told you earlier, when you use a credit card, you still only spend within your means. So I think this person said at the end of every month, they're already struggling, right? They're paying, I don't know what it was, food or rent or whatever it is, right? I think in that scenario, you can get a credit card still, but your credit card should be going towards paying for your food. Like the normal food that you're eating every day, right? If you don't have the cash to buy baju raya, then you shouldn't use your credit card to buy baju raya. It's not a tool to help you buy something that you cannot afford. That's pretty much the gist of it, lah. And I think any tips to make sure that you don't spend for your ego and stuff, I think similar to what I told you earlier. Pay weekly or pay daily, or even if you want to make it, you want to be very disciplined. And let's say if you're buying something outside of your budget, something that is a one-off, let's say baju raya, you only use your credit card if you can pay it off instantly. So for example, sometimes I do this as well. If it's a big purchase, like for example, I buy flights, that's a few thousand ringgit, I like to tap my card to get the cashback and everything, but I will pay it immediately. So
You can use debit card, what?
But I still want the cashback.
You want the cashback?
Exactly. Yeah. So that's why I do it.
So
yeah.
aiming for the cashback.
Correct. So in that instance, you can, but like I said, I pay it immediately. This is to make sure that whatever I'm spending on, I can afford it. Right? Yeah. Okay. Otherwise, if it's just credit card, maybe I thought maybe business class also not bad, kan? And then when the statement balance comes, suddenly I cannot afford it. Yeah.
Okay, do have another question.
Okay.
I signed for my first credit card at a mall booth.
Okay.
Because they were giving away a free gift. Oh, this one I experienced before. It was just a small power bank, nothing fancy but enough to make 20 years old me feel like I scored something big.
Okay.
I had zero clue how credit card actually worked. No budgeting, no tracking, just vibe. Within weeks, I was using it for concert ticket, late night food craving, online shopping.
Yep.
All while convincing myself I paid it back later. Then the statement arrived, 1008. I checked my bank account, only 32 ringgit. That free power bank, it turned out to be the most expensive thing I have ever owned. So the question is, what one thing every first time card holder should understand before they start swimming?
I think basically this reader should just watch this whole video and they'll probably understand, right? So since I think that question is already answered, I'll just give another tip or advice on this topic. Because I think we see a lot of this credit card salespeople. I don't know whether they're salespeople, but they're promoters. Yeah, promoters, right? At the mall.
Umbrella.
Exactly. And then the luggage and stuff. Sometimes I'm quite tempted also, right? To get a luggage or something.
I pretend to them that I was student.
To not layan them lah. Yeah. So I think, okay, one tip is that these guys, they usually give quite low value items. Actually, power bank like 20 ringgit is quite low value, right? It's not much.
But they said just take the item, then go away lah.
Exactly. But you still have to apply for the credit card. That's the thing.
Apply?
Yeah, you have to apply, then only they will give it to you, right? So, if you want to apply for the credit card, there's actually a lot of online websites, which I won't mention lah, but I'm sure a lot of people, when you Google for a credit card, you'll see those websites already. They're legit websites, right? And they'll actually give you a lot better benefits. I have applied for credit cards before, and they gave me like 800 ringgit touch and go voucher for that.
Okay.
Yeah, there are some that's like 1,000. Some banks are really aggressive. You apply for the credit card, make minimum spend of let's say 500 ringgit in the next 3 months, they give you 1,000 ringgit touch and go voucher. Okay. Yeah. So if you're gonna get stuck in debt, no lah, okay, don't do that. But if you're gonna get a credit card, then you may as well get it through some of these online platforms that you can really get huge rewards from. Maybe some of the credit card promoters watching this video won't be happy lah, taking away from their business. But as a consumer, this is the reality. You can get much more than a power bank. Don't go for power bank. Yeah, sometimes you can even win prizes. Like sometimes you can win an iPhone and stuff. Yeah, but don't apply for so many credit cards just to get this cashback lah. I actually have some friends who apply multiple cards, take the 1,000 ringgit, and then they cancel credit card. Apply another bank, take 1,000 ringgit, cancel the credit.
Does it affect the credit score?
No, it doesn't.
No.
Yeah,
Then we can do that.
You can. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's enough for me for today.
Okay, cool. Thanks. Nice talking to you, Shazwan. Thanks a lot for this. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and we'll see you in the next one.